in the quality of life, which is here and which has to be a very significant factor in the winning of investment at the high levels that we now seek. There's another aspect where Cork has succeeded very well through very good long-term planning. First, the LUTS work, land use and transportation study of 30 or more years ago, now in the Cork Area Strategic Plan. The fact that an area comes together, thinks regionally, thinks about access and about land use, and organises and plans for the future is a great advantage. And there are clearly very significant steps being planned at this stage, both in rail and road infrastructure, which will continue to support the development of Cork over the next number of years. Let's just take a quick overview of what has been happening here. This is a chart I like to show, although I do say that it's not job numbers that we should be judged anymore. I'm happy to show it if the job numbers are good. In the case of Cork, the number of jobs in overseas companies in Cork has increased by 60% in 10 years, from about 12,500 back in 1997 to just about 20,000 today. So there's been a huge growth, but much more important than the growth has been the transformation which has been happening in companies. And I mentioned just a few there, and I'm delighted that both Joe Gantley and Frank O'Mahony, formerly of Apple, formerly of Pepsi, John Burke of Pepsi, are here, because these are companies who have made enormous transformations in the activities that have been happening in Cork over the past 10 years. They have changed what they're doing, and they're here and much stronger today because of what the changes they have made. Apple changed from being almost entirely a manufacturing operation in 1999 to manufacturing in a very wide range of services now, as a result of the work done by Joe and the whole team in Apple over a number of years. Similarly, in both Pepsi and in Dupuis, there are now global responsibilities managed out of Cork, which is a huge credit both to the managers involved in those operations and what can be achieved in Cork. Global supply chains are being managed, global operations are being managed from the Cork centres. And these are places that start with as manufacturing operations, and the manufacturing continues, and it should, and it can. But equally, the much more powerful and strategically important management responsibilities are also run out of Cork. That's the future for a whole lot of companies here. Similarly, in GlaxoSmithKline and Currybinney, over the last 5 years, 3 specific R&D investments built up the expertise on the site and allowed more investment to come in there. And GlaxoSmithKline is going on and connecting to UCC and also to Trinity in Dublin in discovery research for drugs. These are the sort of steps that do make a difference. Numerous other companies have been growing and developing, and new companies have been coming in. EMC is really strong, and VMware has grown enormously. 2 of the top 3 software security companies in the world, McAfee and Trend Micro, are based here in Cork and running European operations out of Cork. And Blizzard, the games company, is just coming in this year. Similarly, across the pharmaceutical sector, further great development and investments from Centocor with their new biologics plant in Ringaskiddy, Gilead taking over the former Altana Nycomed activity in Carrigtwohill and having great plans, and Declan Farrell, I think, was able to speak at the conference last Thursday on some of the opportunities there and the challenges they create in terms of developing the skill base and deepening it here. Lilly with their biologics investment in Ringaskiddy, and Pfizer also making an investment in biologics on a small scale startup at this stage in Ringaskiddy, despite the fact that Pfizer, as other companies, face challenges. They are continuing to invest in new areas. And we've also seen the digital media area coming in, Amazon, and the financial services companies. So, Job numbers have increased in Cork, but even more significantly is the depth, quality and range of activities that are now being managed for European or global operations out of Cork. That's the transformation that has happened, and that is really what we have to continue into the future. To have more and more of the overseas companies seeing Cork as a centre that can be the base for managing operations, and to have Irish companies moving in the same way, clearly. That has been a tremendous achievement, and I think all of the people involved here can take great credit. It's been an effort that's been achieved not only in companies but right across the public institutions and institutions like the Chamber, who have had the focus, the coherence, the vision and the drive to continue to carry Cork forward. And now there are a number of other priorities and challenges. Firstly, there's that need to continue to deepen skills and expertise and capabilities, because more than anything else, that is what will differentiate us in the future. We won't be the cheapest location anywhere. We won't necessarily be the place that can produce widgets fastest. But by deepening the expertise, by using the smart talent that we have, by making our young people even more capable, more confident, more knowledgeable in specific areas, be it in the life sciences, be it in ICT, be it in media, or even giving them the confidence to be more creative and more innovative, of doing new things all the time, we can continue to win here. Similarly, at the level with which we're now playing, and with the competition that we face, world-class infrastructure is really important. World-class infrastructure in every respect, in access and road and rail, in air services, world-class infrastructure in environmental aspects, in waste, in taking care of all aspects of our economic, social and quality of life. That's going to make a huge difference. Clearly, the type of development that's proposed for the Docklands that you heard about at your last breakfast briefing is really also very significant and can continue to add to the transformation that's happening here. And once again, I come back to the point about the need for a really cohesive regional effort. The city alone won't achieve this. It has to be the region, but the city will be at the centre of it. And by having that regional focus, Cork can compete very successfully against a lot of other city regions around the world. These are the things that can allow Cork to continue to move ahead, to be really successful. There will be occasional setbacks and disappointments, as there was in the last month or two with Amgen's announcement of their indefinite postponement of the investment in Carricktool. We have to take those disappointments. But even with the disappointment, we'll stay with Amgen, we'll stay with any other company that has occasional difficulties, because experience tells us it's worth staying with a good company and staying with investors who understand what Ireland can achieve for them, because things can come right. There has been huge progress here, and the number of companies who continue to come back and reinvest and make the sort of transformations that I spoke about can give us great confidence for the future. We have actually a very good pipeline of investments, both nationally and also for Cork for the next number of months. I have no doubt at all about the ability of Cork and Ireland generally to compete for the future. All of what has been achieved in the past 10 years gives us the confidence to believe that that can be done. I know that you have the drive and ambition to achieve an awful lot more, and I wish you every success as you do it. Thank you very much indeed.